What's up, everyone? So I wanted to give everyone an update on the 4.6 engine build because I haven't put a video up in a week or so on reassembling the engine and whatnot. So we ran into a issue with the rods that I purchased. It turns out that 3 of the rods that I bought were bent. So I wanted to talk to you guys about it and kind of give you some pointers on what not to do so you guys can learn from my mistake and not be, as it's looking right now, I'm about $300 in the hole for these rods that I bought, and I'm $200 in the hole for the rotating assembly balance that I had done with these specific rods. So the issue is that 3 of the rods, of course, are bent. I'm not blaming the guy that I bought the rods from. I don't think he knew they were bent. This is just like, that's a risk that you take whenever you buy used parts. The issue that I ran into was, I was like, well, I got 3 bent rods. Now I can buy 3 new rods from the company. Well, they're K1 connecting rods, and K1 will not sell me the rods individually. So I either have to buy a new set of K1 rods or I have to buy a different set of rods. So I went ahead and decided that I was going to buy the Molnar Power Adder rods instead of spending my money on more K1 rods whenever the company won't even sell me 3 individually, which I thought was kind of screwed up. So I'll turn the video around and I'll show you guys the rods and show you what exactly is wrong with them and talk a little bit more about them. So here are the rods. As you can see, the 5 good rods are right here, and the 3 bent rods are right here. So the machine shop that balanced my rotating assembly, because I did not ask for it, decided that they weren't going to measure the rods for straightness. I didn't ask for it, so I can't be mad that they didn't do it. My friend got the rotating assembly back from the machine shop while I was going away on a trip, and he decided that he was going to make a jig and measure the rods just for fun. Well, when he measured them, he measured 4 bent. He said, you know, we decided that I was going to take them to a machine shop and have them put on the correct jig and checked to be sure that they were bent. So I had to spend more money to take these things to another machine shop and have them checked, and the machine shop determined that 3 of them are bent. This rod right here is bent 003, and it has 002 of a twist in it. So it is no good. You can't see it, but it's measured with precision measuring tools. So this rod's no good. This rod here is bent as well as this rod here. It's 0.002 of a twist in it and 0.0007 of a bend in it. So these 3 rods are, for the most part, junk. Could I have tossed them in the engine and ran them? Yeah, probably. Would it have caused issues in the future? Probably, especially with how hard I plan to push the new engine. So there you go. My advice to anyone that plans on building an engine or ever even thinks about doing it is learn from my mistake. That's why I'm putting this on video. If you do buy a set of rods, I suggest that you have the seller take them to the machine shop or to a reputable machine shop and have them measured to make sure that they're all straight and there's no twist or bends in them. And then from that point, you can move forward and decide if you want to use them or not. I could tell you this, I'll probably never buy another set of used rods for an engine. I think you're just better off spending the money on a new set that there's no wear on the bronze bushings up where the wrist pins go, and there's going to be, the rods should be good on the big ends as far as roundness goes. So whenever you get those new sets of rods, the only thing you're going to have to do is, if you won't have them balanced with the rotating assembly, which I would highly suggest if you plan on turning a lot of RPM, making a lot of power. So, but it is what it is. It's a lesson learned. Once again, I'm not trying to bash the guy that I bought the rods from. He's a good dude. If he ends up watching this video, I'm not bashing you. I don't think you knew. I'm pretty positive you didn't know. So it's just a learning experience for me. $300 learning experience, a very expensive learning experience. Could be worse, is what it is. So I went ahead and ordered a new set of Molnar power adder rods. They're an H-beam rod like these. They should be a little bit stronger than these K1s. Whenever I get them in, I'll do a comparison and see if there's a difference between the two, and I'll show you guys. So that's where I'm at on the engine build right now. I'm waiting on a few more parts. I'm waiting on valves for my heads, as well as the new rods, and then whenever the new rods come in, I'll have to take the crankshaft, the pistons, and all the other stuff I showed you guys before, and I'll have to have all that stuff rebalanced with the new rods. So that's all I got for now.